Cairo was a part of the Islamic Empire in 1150. It was built to be the capital of Egypt. The red lines show the boundary of the city at this time. One of the most famous houses of the city was El Sihirmi House. The windows of the house are covered by a wood pattern. This pattern creates different effects on the interior spaces. The pattern was designed to block the view from the exterior to the interior of the house. This pattern has effect on the daylight of the interior spaces. It shades the interior spaces with the shadow of the pattern itself. It gives the opposite effect of transparency from inside to outside. There is a view to the outside space through that pattern. The windows were opened to a courtyard in the center of the building. It was used for outdoor activities. In 1885, Egypt was controlled by England, and that makes a lot of English people live in Cairo. They started to build their own city. This red line shows the boundary of the city. El Baron House was one of the most famous houses. The owner of the house was English, but he lived about 20 years in India. That makes him interested in the Eastern arts. The windows of El Baron House are about 2.5 meters width and 3.5 meters high. It is surrounded with a lot of decoration and statues. The size of the windows allows more daylight to the interiors. It also gives clear view from outside to inside and the opposite. The house is surrounded with a big garden for the windows' view. That is how the windows have affected on the design of the building and the urban design of the city around it. In 1960, the Egyptian government decided to build a new city. It was built to be the new capital of Egypt. The urban designer of the city was Hassan Fathi. He designed the city on a grid formation, and he was influenced by the modernist. The city was built according to the modern architecture principles. The domestic building at this period of time turned into tower blocks. The facade of the buildings was rectangular shape with rectangular windows without any decoration. Its interior spaces have more daylight and clear view from inside to outside. Not only because of the shape of the windows, but also the glass material that used in the windows. Nowadays, the Egyptian government is building a new residential city about 20 miles far from Cairo city center. The architects are using glass facade in the domestic blocks. This glass facade allows clear view from inside to outside. But there is no transparency from outside to inside because of the mirror glass. The interior's daylight is too much because of the glass facade. The openings of the windows are small because the building is fully air-conditioned,